Welcome to Marvin's and Daisy-Pooh's movie reviews. Today we're going to talk about a Netflix movie called Lift. We're not going to ruin the plot for you, but we're going to tell you if it's worth watching.
Hey, Marvin, why don't you tell the good folks a little bit more about this movie?
It's about a professional thief and his expert crew that attempt the ultimate heist for like a bunch of gold and planes and crazy stuff. It was released in 2024, and some names you might know are Kevin Hart, Gene Reno, and Sam Worthington. It's rated PG-13, violence, suggestive material, whatever that is, and some language, and it's about an hour and 45 minutes long. We both watched this. What did you think, Daisy Pooh?
Oh, well, let me tell you a little bit about what I think, Marvin. I would give this, let's see. I had a hard time deciding between a 2 and a 3 fuzzy finger rating. So I think I'll go ahead and give it a 2 fuzzy finger rating. I think that although Heist has a predictable plot and a tired script and the typical ensemble cast, it just may entertain bored action adventure lovers and those who enjoy a good stick it to the wealthy establishment type moviegoer. What did you think about it?
Yeah, I had some similar ideas. It was a fun action movie, and I would recommend it to anybody that likes heist movies. It's just the same old heist plot. And in fact, if you've seen The Italian Job or some of the others, think of it that and with a little Mission Impossible 2 or 3 thrown in there.
That's exactly what I was thinking, Marvin.
Yeah, I also gave it 2 fuzzy fingers.
Oh, wow. We think more alike than I thought we would.
Well, who would have thought? What do you think about all the actors and who they casted for the different characters?
Well, I loved actually seeing Kevin Hart as Cyrus. I thought he did a great job. He was the protagonist, and he played a role that was different than his normal comedy. And since I usually find him a wee bit annoying, it was nice to see him in this dramatic role, playing a more dramatic part. And I thought it was also fun to see, and I think romance lovers would love seeing the chemistry between Hart and his co star build throughout the movie. The rest of the ensemble cast, I hate to say, they were kind of PC, woke, quirky roles, the normal type you see in the heist movies that, they need to pull off the heist. They performed well, but they were mostly a teensy bit unmemorable, and not due to their acting, of course, but I just think they were unmemorable.
Huh. Well, uh, uh, I got a slightly different take. Kevin Hart, I think he did good, and he can act, but I don't think he was quite up to the suave, sophisticated role that I think it was supposed to be. It makes me think of Will Smith in his heist movie called Focus. He did a really good job playing, the sophisticated thief, where Kevin Hart kind of didn't meet the mark. But I
Hmm.
am with you. The leading lady opposite of Kevin Hart, she did fantastic. I
Hmm.
I think she had probably one of the better parts in the movie, or
Yes, she
played her
did.
part the best in the movie.
Yes, she did.
Uh, Gene Reno, which I don't know if you know who that is, but
I don't know who that is,
Eh,
Marvin.
he played the main villain, and he did a good job, and he's quite well known. But the villain itself, it was kind of like a Russian tropey. villain, and so nothing new and imaginative there. But
No.
he played it well.
Mm.
But I'm also with you with some of the other characters. They were unmemorable. Uh, one another person that I thought that fell flat was the zany safecracker. Uh,
Mhm.
they gave him some weird lines, but he never really did anything crazy. I was
He was
waiting.
supposed to be crazy, though.
That's what I thought. And now that we, you know, talked about the characters, did anything stand out about the cinematography?
Well, I think I would just say what I would say about the whole movie, basically. It was perfectly predictable. Uh, the script, uh, everything. The cinematography, the sound, everything was just, it was almost like it was just put in a blender from all those movies you mentioned, Mission Impossible, Now You See Me, stick it to the wealthy or establishment type movie. Just put it in a blender, mush it up, and throw it back out.
Hmm. I, I see what you mean. I actually thought it was shot really well. Um, but now that you mention it, I mean, it kind of was out of all those other movies' playbooks. But some of the shots were very beautiful, and the scenery and the locations, I liked them. But
Oh,
yeah,
the scenery was beautiful.
yeah.
It was, nice CGI.
Along with that, the sound score. I actually This was one of the better parts of the movie for me. They started off with a good song that set the mood, and then all throughout the movie, they didn't really use well known songs during the movie, but it did help it move along. What do you think?
I would agree with you there. I think they did a good job with the sound score. It did lend a certain pace to the movie and kept the movie flowing and made it interesting.
Yeah.
Um, well, what did you think about the script?
Well, overall, I thought it was inventive, but it's the same old thing. The only difference is new technology,
Uh huh.
newfangled devices, and made up shenanigans.
That's exactly what I think too. It's that I think they just, it was very predictable. It's like even when they introduced the airplane and it had all this new technology, I could see exactly where they were going, introducing all the technology on the airplane. I could see where later on in the movie it was going to come into play. Everything was predictable.
Yeah, there was some, really forced, I like to think of it as the old fashioned horror movie where you got screaming kids running around all willy nilly, and then the bad guy's just walking behind them, but keeps up. Like it doesn't make sense, and it's just convenient for poor script writing. But again, lazy writing or directing or whatever it was, it still was fun for. So something else. I looked up the director, and I didn't know his name, and I still don't. But he has directed some movies that I've liked, and like Man Apart or Law Abiding Citizen, or check this out, the newer Italian Job. So that kind of makes sense. This was just a newer version of the newer Italian Job,
I see. I see. That's interesting.
including the very last shot. That was straight out of the Italian Job. I don't know why he didn't pick anything different.
Mm.
So, something I'm always concerned about in movies, especially when I'm letting my kids watch them, is if they're PC or woke or anti Christian. What'd you think?
Well, I didn't find any overtly politically correct things that made me uncomfortable or anti-Christian things, but maybe I missed them. But the wokeness really got to me. It was a bit overboard for my taste. It hit
What part?
almost every category in a very unlikely, unreal to life way for me, which just was, kind of annoying for me.
I thought that this film had a very diverse cast. Forced, but it didn't really detract from the movie. I would say that would be the predictable plot. But one thing I appreciated by the cast is they were all good-looking people. I don't hate me for that, but I hate when they put ugly people in there or just normal people. I I see normal people every day. I like to see good-looking people, and they did that right, even if they were diverse, forcedly diverse. So, what's your final thoughts? Should people go see this?
Oh, well, I think if you have a date night and you want to snuggle up with your sweetie and a box of popcorn, or you're a bored movie lover who loves action adventure, you won't mind a bit seeing this movie. It's a fun watch. And if you're looking for something new, though, you just might want to look elsewhere.
To me, this was a mind-numbing and passably entertaining heist movie. I would only recommend it if you love Kevin Hart or you want to shut down your brain for a couple hours. Take a snooze, play on your phone, but if you miss this one, you won't be missing out on any water cooler banter when you come into work on the weekend.
Oh, you're so funny, Marvin.
But hey, we thank everybody for watching, and
We sure do.
if you like this, click a button and tell us what you thought about the movie.
We'd really appreciate it.
Yeah, have a great day.